Let us start. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshal, Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha. Om Sinduraruna Vigraham Trinayana Manikya Mauli Spurattara Nayaka Shekaram Smidamukhi Mabina Vakshoruham Padibhyam Alipurna Ratna Jashakam Raktotpalam Vipratim Saumyam Ratna Gadastha Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Paramambigam ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्तां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायदाक्षीं हेमावां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसत् हेमपद्मां वराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुदां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सकुङ्कुमविलेपनामणिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दधिरेषणां ससरजावभाषाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीं मरुणमाल्यभूषोज्ज्वलां जपाकुसुमवासुरां जपविदौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम् अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमादिविरावृतां मयूकैः अहमित्येव विभावये महेशीम् Om Parashakti Namah Om Parashakti Namah Om Parashakti Namah. So today we are going to cover from 281 till 290. We'll go through the names of Devi first, and then afterwards we'll get into the meanings. Om Unmesha Nimshotpanna Vipanna Bhuvanavalye Namaha Om Sahasra Shishravadanaye Namaha Om Sahasrakshe Namaha Om Sahasrapade Namaha Om Abrahmagida Jananye Namaha Om Varnashrama Vidhayinye Namaha Om Nijatnyarupanigamaya Namaha Om Punya Punyapalapradaye Namaha Om Shruti Simanda Sinduri Kritapadabjidulikaye Namaha Om Sakalagama Sandoga Shukti Sampurnamuktikaya Namaha. So the first name of Lalitha Tripura Sundari Devi is Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhuvanavalye Namaha, or Bhuvanavalihi. When it is just the name itself, it is Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhuvanavali. Bhuvanavalihi. Unmesha. Unmesha, that word means opening of the eyes. Unmesha means opening of the eyes. Nimisha. Nimisha means closing of the eyes. Utpanna. Utpanna means produces. Vipanna, dissolves. Bhuvanavalihi. Bhuvanavalihi refers to the many worlds. The many worlds. And the literal meaning of this is that Devi who causes a series of worlds to arise and disappear with just the opening and closing of her eyes. With just the opening and closing of her eyes, she makes the worlds, different worlds, appear and disappear. So this is the literal meaning. You can just imagine the size and scope of what we are talking about. When Devi opens her eyes, the worlds are created. When Devi opens her eyes, the world is created. When Devi closes the eye, the world is dissolved or Mahapralaya happens. So each time she opens, creation happens. Each time she closes, dissolution of the world happens, or destruction of the world happens. And this is called as Devi's Leela. This is her sport, just a sport for Devi. If you, much later, there is a Bala Leela Vinodinyai Namaha. So there is a name of Devi where she is like a small girl, and Bala Leela. It is her game. So all that we are seeing is just a game. So this is just a Leela for Devi. There is no effort involved, just closing, opening. That's all, finished, over. Then the entire universe appears or disappears. Before you think of creation, O Devi, the universe consisting of the seer, the person who is beholding, what is being seen, the seen, and the seeing, the act of seeing, exists in you, exists in Devi in its entirety. And when you open your eyes at will, when Devi opens her eyes when she desires, not when you and I desire, when Devi desires, when she opens her eyes, the universe appears. And when she closes her eyes, the universe disappears. Now, Shankaracharya in Saundarya Lahari also says that she is Parvati. O Parvati, the sages say that the blinking of your eyes caused the cosmos to be born and the cosmos to be dissolved. So the appearance and disappearance is all just at the blink of an eye. So Shankara goes on to say that Devi, please keep your eyes open. You have to keep your eyes open, because if you don't keep your eyes open, who is going to protect the world? You have to protect the world. So please keep your eyes open, which you created, and as a result of which the world was created, and it is your duty now to protect the world. So this is Shankaracharya's prayer to Devi. Keep your eyes open, O Devi, always. Don't blink also. You can just imagine what a task Devi has got. 282. Sahasra Sirsha Vadana. Om Sahasra Sirsha Vadanayai Namaha. Sahasra. Sahasra means 1,000. Yeah, Sahasranamam. This is what we have got. Sahasra means 1,000. Sirsha, head. Vadana, face. So she has got 1,000 heads and she's got 1,000 faces also. Now, the cosmic person, Purusha, the cosmic Purusha, they say has 1,000 heads, 1,000 eyes, and 1,000 feet. If you go to the Bhagavad Gita, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, when he talks of, what is that? The Vishwarupa Darshanam. When he talks of the Vishwarupa Darshanam, he talks of his own self, and he says that you look at me and you will find the entire cosmos inside me. He talks of everything that is inside Lord Krishna. You look at Lord Krishna, everything is there. So he says he exists in the world, enveloping all, with hands and feet everywhere, with eyes, head and mouth everywhere, with ears everywhere. Lord Krishna is describing himself. Yeah. Similarly, Devi Bhagavatam also says that Devi has got 1,000 eyes, 1,000 hands, and 1,000 feet. 1,000 is just a number. What that means is countless. There is no count. There is a countless number of eyes, countless number of heads, countless number of faces are there for Devi. Now, there is something which is unrelated, which is the concept of Adisesha or Ananta. Ananta is supporting supporting the earth. And Ananta has got, again, is a serpent. It's got 1,000 heads. Yeah. So there are 1,000 heads, there are 1,000 bodies as far as Ananta is concerned. And there is a description which talks of the way the earth and all the celestial bodies are working. It is like the earth is inside an iron cage supported by magnets, and all the other celestial bodies are supported by magnets. So all these have a path of their own. They have a path of their own, and they don't collide with each other. So these things don't collide with each other. And why do they don't collide? Because each has got a separate path, and these separate paths determine the are determined by a set of magnets or whatever that run and hold the paths of all these celestial bodies together. This is something that is there in our Vedas and Shastras much before science was there. Much before science was there. So you can imagine the depth and knowledge of our rishis and munis. Much before. 283. Sahasrakshi or Sahasrakshayi Namaha. Sahasra, again 1,000. Akshi means eyes. Yeah. So she who has 1,000 eyes. Anything that shines on this planet, anything that shines is said to be an amsha of Devi. Not exactly an amsha of Devi, amsha of Devi's eyes. It is an amsha of Devi's eyes. So there are countless eyes that are there on this planet and in this cosmos, in this creation. So similarly, you have, if you look at Devi's eyes, specifically at Devi's eyes, she is called Trinayana. Devi is called as Trinayana. Which are her three eyes? The sun, the moon, and fire. The sun and moon and fire are the three eyes of Devi. And who else has it? Shiva also, Sadashiva has also got three eyes. Shiva has also got sun, which is his right eye, the moon, which is his left eye, and his third eye is fire. So just similarly, like Shiva has got, Shakti also has got these three eyes. And if Shiva needs his power to even open his third eye, or for that matter, for the sun to work, who does he need? He needs Shakti. He needs Shakti, so that only then his fire that comes out of his third eye will have any power. Let us not forget that Shiva, as a standalone, is powerless without Shakti. 284. Sahasrapad. Om Sahasrapadaye Namaha. Sahasrapad. She who has 1,000 feet. Anything that moves is considered to be one of the feet of Devi. Sahasrapad. So all that moves, that has got Devi's presence in it. Anything that moves has got one of the feet of Devi. So obviously inanimate objects will not move. It only refers to animate objects. So in every amsha of where there is life that is seen, even in the smallest of ants also, there is the presence of Devi. Sahasrapad. 285. Brahmakita Janani. Brahmakita Jananyai Namaha. She who is the mother of everything, from Brahma to the lowliest insect, Kita Janani. Yeah? From Brahma till the Kita Janani, she is the mother of everything. She is the Janani of everything that moves. So there is in fact an aspect saying that if you reach, say for instance, we discussed about the chakras. We came to the Ajna chakra, and then we have the Sahasrara chakra. From the Ajna chakra to the Sahasrara chakra is physically a very short distance, but spiritually it is a very, very, very long distance. So because between these chakras you have a lot of energy points. If you remember, we talked of Indu, we talked of Unmani, we talked of all these chakras that are there. There are 8 sub chakras that are between between the Sahasra, between the Ajna chakra and the Sahasrara chakra. And where is it? It is just beneath the Brahmarandra, beneath the Brahmarandra. Brahmarandra is the circular opening at the top through which life gets into the body and leaves the body as well. So to go from your Ajna chakra till the Sahasrara chakra or to the Brahmarandra, which is beneath the Sahasrara chakra, they say that you have to get permission from even the smallest insect, the smallest form of creation. Mata Mridandamai says that to get to that state, you need the permission even from the smallest insect. Everybody should certify, saying that you are fit for this elevation. So there is a lot of work that we have to do to get that certificate from even the smallest insect, that's saying that we are fit for this ascension to a greater level. A lot of work. 286. Om Varnashrama Vidayinyai Namaha. Om Varnashrama Vidayinyai Namaha. Varna Ashrama. Varnam Ashramam. Yeah. So, and Vidayinyai. Vidayinyai is the person who is actually established. Yeah. She is the person who has established this social divisions of life. What are the social divisions of life? You have the Varnas and the Ashramas. So what are the Varnas? You have 4 Varnas. You have the Brahmanas, you have the Kshatriyas, you have the Vaishyas, and you have the Shudras. Who are the Brahmanas? Brahmanas are people, they say, who are sattvic, where only sattvic qualities are present. So they say that they have praiseworthy qualities such as truthfulness, they are not stealing, they don't acquire or accept wealth, they engage in the study of the scriptures, they live by the power of their intellect. All these are wishful thinking. Yeah, these are all ideal aspects that we expect people to have. Okay, so these are the Brahmanas. This is as laid down in the scriptures. So there is no, obviously, we cannot dispute what is laid down in the scriptures. This is what it says, that this is what the Brahmanas are supposed to do. They are ideally sattvic qualities, are predominant in the Brahmanas. Those who have Rajasic qualities predominating over Sattvic qualities are the Kshatriyas. Those who have Rajasic qualities, for them they are basically warriors, and for them truth, dharma, anger towards injustice, what we call as dharmiga rosham. Dharmiga rosham. For us to, when we see something adharma happening, immediately we stand up and fight against it. So anger towards injustice, these are the qualities of Kshatriyas, and they like to fight. They like to fight. They are always interested in battle. Yeah. For them, might is very important. How physically strong you are. They are rulers. They are warriors. Yeah. And what controls their might is their buddhi, their intellect. They have intellect, and that is what controls their might. Then you come to the next grade of people who are called as the Vaishyas. Who are the Vaishyas? They also have Rajasic qualities, but their Rajasic qualities predominate over Tamasic qualities. So they don't have, they have Rajasic and Tamasic, but the Rajasic quality is slightly more elevated. And how are they? They are diligent, they are skillful, they are enterprising, they are basically the businessmen. They are businessmen, they are merchants, they are industrialists, they are known, what they say, a little bit of, a little bit of cheating. They do a little bit of cheating, little bit of lying, all these things these Vaishyas are supposed to do. Yeah, they, from their perspective, the stomach and heart are equally important. Yeah, they'll do whatever they have to do in order to ensure that they achieve their end. So for those in whom only tamas predominates, they are called as the Shudras. They don't have much intelligence. Intelligence is not much for them. They encounter a lot of danger, and they are used to misery. They have only kashtas in their life. They don't have any special attachment to truth and dharma. For them, truth and dharma doesn't mean much. Yeah, and they are happy to do normal tasks. Now, if you remember, going back to an much earlier description of what Devi said about Brahmanas. What Devi said about Brahmanas is that everybody is born as a Shudra, and the person who actually, the Brahmana who learns the Vedas, only by learning the Vedas he transcends from being born as a Shudra into becoming a Brahmana. So for a person to actually call himself a true Brahmana in the true sense of the term, he is born as a Shudra, learns the Vedas, and becomes called as a Brahmana. Now we talked about the Purusha in the earlier name. I think this was at the in Sahasra Vadana, where it talks of Purusha as having 1,000 heads, 1,000 eyes, and 1,000 feet. Now, if you take a Purusha, the head is considered to represent the Brahmana. His hands are considered to be the Kshatriya. Thus, the heart, the middle portion up till the stomach is considered to be that of a Vaishya, and his feet is considered to be a Shudra. So, this is the description of a Purusha. This is what is that when you're talking from a society perspective, or a person, this is a way a person can be classified based on the parts of the body. So this is the varnas for you. Now we'll go into the ashramas. The ashramas there are 4 stages in ashramas: the brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. So these are the 4 ashramas. The brahmacharya is the brahmachari is the adolescent. Up till 25 he is in brahmachari. But while he is going through this brahmacharya, if he indulges in pleasures, now you go and tell small children, don't do all these things, don't go into the phone, this, that, they'll say, don't even come and talk to me. I don't even know you, Papa. They will come and tell you. So don't do this mistake of going and telling this to your children today. Yeah, you will end up in trouble. So this is as laid down by the Shastras. Yeah, the brahmachari is the adolescent who basically he should be involved only in studies. That's what they say. Yeah, he should not be involved in sensory pleasures. What will happen is if he is involved in that, the chances are that he will ruin his own life. He should learn up till the age of 25, and then from 25 up till 50 is the situation when he is a grihastha. And what is that? He has duties as a husband or as a wife. They have duties towards each other. These things have to be carried out. And once this is done, he hands over the responsibilities to his children and then goes into the forest for preparation for his old age, which is the sannyasa, which is when he is completely going to give up his life. Now, what Devi talks about is that by this name, what Devi says is that Devi has a clear path, be it through the varnas or through the ashramas. Devi has a clear path to balance material duties, which is our dharma, in order to attain moksha. So you have your varnas and you have your ashramas. You follow what are the duties that are laid down as per the varna concept, or as per the ashrama concept, and by that you will be able to go forward and achieve your moksha. There is one, again going back to the same bhajan that Amma Madamradandamai sings of, is Manase nin swamai orutharumillennulla paramarthamellayippozhum smarikkugga nee. So what she's saying, what Amma says is that Manase, mind, oh mind, Nin Swandamai, your own. There is no one. Understand that this is the ultimate truth. Once you reach that and understand that ultimate truth, that is when you will come to a state of sannyasa. That is when you will come to a state of sannyasa. Ultimate state. 287. Nijajna Rupa Nigama. Nijajna Rupa Nigama. Nija, one's own or herself or her own. Ajna, order or command. Rupa, form. Nigama. Nigama refers to the Vedas. Vedas or the scriptures. She whose command take the form of the Vedas. Whatever she is commanding ultimately becomes the Vedas. So the Nigamas are the Vedas and the Tantras. And the Tantras that are in accordance with the Vedas. So Devi says at the beginning of creation, the supreme and ancient Shakti, according to my command, manifested in the form of the Vedas. The Devi says that I created the Vedas. Devi is the person who's created the Vedas. Now there are 28 Tantra Shastras. We talked about the Tantra Shastras. Different Tantra Shastras are there. Some of the Tantras came from Shiva's mouth. Some of these Tantras came from the face of Shiva. Some of these Tantras came from the Vamadeva face. Some of them came from the Aghora face. Some of them came from the Tatpurusha face. And some of them came from the Ishana face of all Shiva. Shiva is the king of Tantra Shastra. Now, this Tantra Shastra, there are other Tantras also. What are the other Tantras? Tantras like Kapala and Bhairava Tantra. Kapala and Bhairava Tantra that came from those are more of the negative aspects. Those are the negative aspects which involve the lower forms of worship. Like you're talking of black magic and all these things, which is also part of Tantra Shastra. So then the question that probably might come into our minds is, what is this Tantra? What is the Tantric tradition and what is the Vedic tradition? In the Vedic tradition, you're talking of the yajnas, you're talking of having communal fires and the yajnas and meditation on the Upanishads. So this is the Vedic tradition. But the Tantric tradition, which is the Agama tradition, refers to individual private rituals. The other one is communal. Everybody is coming together in front of a yaga and meditating on the Upanishads. Whereas in the Tantric tradition, you have individual private rituals using mantra, yantra and mandala. So it is a very private aspect when you're practicing Tantra. The inclusivity, Vedic traditions are not inclusive. In Vedic traditions, it is restricted based on specific social structures and lineage. So here the Varnashrama comes in when you're talking of Vedic tradition. So not everybody can actually sit and do a yaga. You need to be maybe a Brahmana, only then you will be allowed to sit and do a yaga. But the Tantric tradition has no such barriers. It is open to everyone. It is open to all genders, all castes, all backgrounds. There are no restrictions in Tantric traditions. As far as Vedic traditions are concerned, it talks of things like renunciation. It talks of renunciation, nivritti of sensory attachment. So you are talking of completely giving up on all sensory attachments, whereas the Tantric traditions treats the physical body and worldly energies as tools for spiritual evolution. So which means that it integrates the current physical body. It doesn't talk of renunciation at all. Where you are, what you are, in your current form, you can do Tantra. So that is what Tantric tradition is there. The Vedic tradition is probably a lot easier to achieve. You will definitely need a teacher. You will need a guru to take you through Vedic traditions. But Tantric traditions, you most certainly have to use a guru. Without a guru, if you get into Tantra, it will hit back and hit back big time. So don't think that, okay, tantric tradition, private ritual, let me sit and do something on Tantra. You might end up in the wrong place. Please be careful. Don't even reading up tantric books on Tantra is dangerous. A simple example we spoke about is Saundarya Lahari. Please don't think that Saundarya Lahari is just a book. Saundarya Lahari is not a book. It is not something that you just read and go through. If you're going to start understanding Saundarya Lahari, you should be initiated. We covered this. We've covered this. If you need to understand Saundarya Lahari, get yourselves initiated, get it properly taught, because the concepts covered in Saundarya Lahari are not for the common man. They are not for the common man. They will completely blow you away. So let's not even go down the route of even trying to look at it. I don't even want to go down the route. I want to go and try and understand what this whole concept is all about before I can actually get into understanding of Saundarya Lahari. 288. Punya Punya Phalaprada. Punya Punya Phalapradaye Namaha. Punya Punya Phalapradaye Namaha. Punya. Punya is, what is that? The Punya, which is the good deeds. Apunya, it is Punya Punya, which basically means Punya and Apunya. Apunya is evil deeds. So, Punya Punya Phala Prada. So, Phala means the fruits. Prada, she gives the fruits. She who dispenses the fruits of both good and evil actions. The fruit of Punya, good deeds, is obviously if you do good deeds, what will happen? You will get happiness. The fruit of evil deeds, you can imagine what will happen if you do evil deeds. The fruit will also be sorrow. You will get extreme sorrow. Now, the concept behind all this is karma and karma phala. The concept behind this is karma and karma phala. So, whatever happens as far as karma is concerned, no one can escape the effect of karma. Everyone has to go through the effect of karma. The karma phala has to be undergone. Yeah. The only way to avoid this is to stop seeking the desires of the actions. So you do your duty, don't expect the desire. Whatever the desire, whatever the action, the result of that action, that is entirely you give it back to God. That is not yours. You do your job. This is the message of Bhagavad Gita also. Yeah, you do your job. Don't look to the fruits of your actions. Yeah. So they say, in fact, Shankaracharya also goes on to say that when you do these yagas, when you do all these yagas, yajnas are being done, when all these yajnas are being done, even that is not going to give you, not going to free you from, from any of the fruits of karma, because you're expecting a result from that action. When you do a yaga, you are expecting a result from that action, and because you are expecting a result from an action, the chances of you achieving liberation is not there. Because there is an ulterior motive, and that ulterior motive basically prevents you from going forward. So that is why he is saying that even if you are doing a yaga, you should do it without expecting a moksha. But deep in your heart, you will have, I am doing this yaga, so the chances of getting liberation is there. So let me do this yaga. You do it. That is the way we are. We are humans, right? So that is what prevents us from going forward in terms of achieving moksha. So very few people actually want moksha in the true sense, and everybody is running after materialistic perspective. That is the truth in today's world. Yeah. Now, suppose you look at a lady. A lady is taking a child and walking with the child to the temple. Now, let us assume that that child is her child. If it is her child, what will she do? She'll probably carry the child in her hand and walk with the child. But suppose if that child is not her child, it is somebody else's child, she will make the child walk. Hello, you also walk. But if somebody else is seeing, immediately she'll take the child up and put the child in her hand to show like as if she's extremely caring for that child. So this is the truth that is there in society today. Yeah? Now, a karmi is one who is immersed in worldly actions, is a slave of those actions. A devotee is a slave of karma only in the eyes of the world. A devotee is a slave of karma only in the eyes of the world. In reality, he is the Lord's child. He is not bothered about the fruits of karma. He is not bothered. You take a mother's attitude towards a child. The mother will turn around sometimes if the child is not, we talked about this before also. When the mother turns around and is upset with the child, mother will give one small beating. Sometimes the beating will not be a small beating, it will be a heavy beating also. Yeah. So depending on what the mother does, the mother giving the beating is not out of anger. What she wants to do is to set the child on the right path. She wants to set the child on the right path. So the commentary goes on to say that even if we make a mistake, we are walking along, we make a mistake and we fall. Where do we fall? We fall on the ground. We fall on the ground. So who is on the ground? Devi is on the ground. Devi is there on the ground. Devi is there everywhere. All over Devi is there. So even for someone who errs, who makes mistakes against Devi, even for her, Devi is the only refuge. Lalitha Tripura Sundari Devi is the only refuge even for people who commit errors and commit sins. So in other words, whoever commits errors, who does punya or apunya, Devi is the person who gives the fruit of these actions to that person according to your karma. According to your karma, you will get the fruit of that action. You do punya, you will get something good. Yeah, you do papa, you will get something bad. Yeah, so the punya and papa balance is maintained. You remember, I think I spoke about this Egyptian picture, where you go to where the soul dies and the soul gets into the chambers of the god, and the soul is weighed against the deeds. There is a scale that measures the good deeds versus the soul. If the good deeds are more, then the soul goes into the chambers of the god and meets the god. But if the bad deeds are more, then the soul sinks lower. When the soul sinks lower, there is a crocodile waiting there. The crocodile takes it and sends the soul to hell. Yeah. Now, Amma narrates a story also in this context. Yeah. When things happen, basically when aspects happen in life, we tend to immediately lament and say, oh God, this has happened. So suppose we step on a thorn. When we step on a thorn, we say, oh God, we've stepped on a thorn. Yeah. But then what we probably did not realize is, as a result of this thorn, and obviously our speed becomes slower. As a result of a thorn in the foot, our speed becomes slower. But what we did not realize is that just beyond the thorn, there probably is a ditch. And we might have fallen into the ditch if that thorn had not gotten into our feet. So what happened, that particular action of the thorn going into your feet actually stops you from falling into the ditch which was beyond the thorn. So what we should not come to conclusions about what happens if something bad happens. It is not necessarily for our bad. The long term impact of that can actually be very good. I will give you an example in my life, in my own life. In 2004, 2003, we got a very big contract to supply material to a project in TCOM area. Very big contract. It was $1 million contract. After we got the contract in 2000, that is 2004, 2005, the prices of steel went up 3 times. Went up 3 times. It tripled, quadrupled actually. It was $600. It became $2,400. The product that came from the vendor was absolutely substandard. Instead of supplying the product with 1.2 mm sheet steel, the product was supplied with 0.5 mm sheet steel. It was substantially, poor product in terms of its performance. 2005, 1st of April, I lost my job. I was working for a multinational. I lost my job. I was told, thank you, you can leave. When I left, I was very sad. Obviously, I was working for a multinational, earning a fabulous salary, fabulous life. I was very sad, very upset. After I walked out of the organization, that is when they actually installed the material. Till then, we had no means to find out what the material was or how the material would perform. But when the material was installed, they found that the material is absolutely substandard. And the organization that I worked for had to bell the cat. They lost $1 million. If I had been there in the organization at that point in time, I would have been answerable for that entire order. It was Devi's way of saying, your time is up, go from here. I am protecting you. So these things come to your understanding much later in life. Much later in life is when you realize that what happens or whatever happens is for the good. So today, if we don't get an order, today after running the business for so many years, if I don't get an order, I tell my boys, no problem. That order is not meant for us. For all you know, if that order comes, maybe something will go wrong. Maybe we will not get our money. Maybe there will be some issues. One of the things that I do in my prayer, in my daily prayer, is complete samarpana bodham. If something goes wrong, I immediately stand there and say that you brought me to this situation here. You brought me to this situation to start my business. I had no intention of starting my own business. You brought me to this situation. I am now running my own business. It is up to you to solve this problem for me. I put it dump the responsibility directly onto Devi's head. I don't take responsibilities. Directly I put the responsibility on her head and say, Devi, you take care. I am not responsible. That is the only way I can sleep. I can tell you that much also. If not, I can't sleep. If you go by some of the things that I've had sleepless nights also. Punya Punya Phalapradaye Namaha. 289. Shruti Simanda Sinduri Kritabadavcha Dulikaye Namaha. Shruti refers to the Vedas. Simanda is the parting line that is there for ladies. The parting line. These days, I don't know how many ladies, most ladies here have the parting line, but ladies don't have parting line. All modern day ladies here, no parting line. Yeah? But they have this line is called as the parting line is called as the Simanda. That line is called as the Simanda. Sinduri Krida. Sinduri Krida refers to vermilion, which is Sindura, the Kunguma, that is called as the Sinduri Krida. Padabja. Pada is feet, Abja means lotus. Dulika is the fine dust. She is the one, the dust from whose feet forms the vermilion marks at the parting line of the hair of the Shruti Devadas. This Vedas, all these Vedas are referred to as deities. All the Vedas are referred to as the deities. Each Veda has got a deity associated with the Veda. So, how does this happen? The sacred dust, what this means is that the sacred dust from the lotus feet of Lalitha Sundari Devi become the Sinduri for the deities, for all the Devatas who are responsible for the Vedas. How? Because the Vedas have originated from Devi. The Vedas have originated from Devi. So when Devi appears, the deities, all these Devatas fall at the feet of Devi. When they fall at the feet of Devi, obviously that results in the dust coming from the feet of Devi going on to the Simanda area of the deities. So from tomorrow onwards, if you are not having that Simanda area, try and find a Simanda area and prepare for the Sinduri that happens thereafter. Yeah. So Bhaskara Raya talks about this. He is addressing Paramashiva. Bhaskara Raya talks to Paramashiva and says, "O Paramashiva or Parameshwara, the scriptures which are the seat of all knowledge are very dear to you. The scriptures that are the seat of knowledge are very dear to you, and these are unable to describe you adequately." The scriptures are not, you cannot describe you adequately. Yeah. So even he's talking about Devi. Yeah. He's saying that even the way they describe Devi, saying as not this, not this, not this. If you remember all the names that started with Nirvikalpa, Nirakara, Nirguna, Nischala, all this, which basically goes by saying no, 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 you are not this, you are not this, you are not this, you are not this. So by saying all these, even by saying all these, that is the only way that we are able to describe you. So how can a mere mortal like me do it properly? That is what this Bhaskara Raya says. The only way that we could describe you, Devi or Devi, was saying that you are not this, you are not this, you are not this, you are not this. We cannot actually turn around and give you a better way of saying. So even if Parameshwara cannot describe Devi, how can mere mortals describe Devi? The last one for today. Sakalagama Sandoga Shukti Samputa Mautikayai Namaha. Om Sakalagama Sandoha Shukti Samputa Mautikayai Namaha. Sakala means all. Agama is the Vedas and the Tantras. Sandoha, which means the collection. Shukti is referring to an oyster. Samputa is covering. Mauktika is a pearl. Mauktika refers to a pearl. So if you look at all the scriptures and they collectively form a shell, like a shell of an oyster, Devi is the pearl that is inside the oyster. Now if you look at the size of the shell can be really big. So you can gauge the form of Devi. But the pearl that is inside, you cannot gauge the quality of the pearl that is inside that shell. Similarly, you can look at the form, you can approximate the form of Devi, yeah, but you cannot gauge the true nature of Devi. Yeah. So they say that the Atman cannot be attained by the study of the Deva, of the Vedas, nor by intelligence, nor by much hearing. The only way that somebody can actually study about Brahman study about the Atman or understand about it is if we are the chosen one. If you are chosen by Devi to study about the Brahman, study about Atman, that is the only way that that chosen person will be able to learn about this. So it's like saying that if you need to look for truth, looking for truth outside is like drying up the ocean to catch a fish. You're looking to catch fish, so you dry the entire ocean. That's not the solution. What we need to do is to look within. We talk about this, the importance of looking within. So the only way you will be able to do it by looking within is to close your without, which basically means close your eyes to the external world and you open your eyes to the internal world. Start looking within. Only then will truth be revealed. That is the only way that truth will be revealed. So the way the Vedas are laid out and talk about Devi and describe the ultimate reality, there is something called as Arundhati Nyaya. It's called as Arundhati Nyaya. What is Arundhati Nyaya? Arundhati is supposed to be a star, a very little star. Very difficult to find that particular star. The only way that you can locate the Arundhati star is by understanding the relative position of the Arundhati star with respect to all the other bigger stars that are there around it. So if you see Jupiter, you see Saturn, you see all these stars around, that is the only way you will be able to say, this is where the Arundhati star is. So that is the way you will be able to find like that. Similarly, Vedas can only give some indication of the ultimate form or the ultimate reality that is there. And Vedas is just like jewelry. It is not Devi's true form. It is only an indication. With that indication, we have to start looking inwards. And the more we look inwards, that is the only way we will be able to discover ultimate reality within us. So this covers up till 290 today. Like I said, it is a little long because the subject was a little deep, but it is not abstract like what we did in terms of the states of the jiva, where we talked of Jagrit, Swapna, Sushupti and Turiya and Turyatita, which was the fifth state also. So we will be able to complete the up till 300 tomorrow, and on Saturday we will have to probably start a little earlier, maybe an hour earlier, because there are some aspects that need to be covered. So maybe at about, instead of 3:30, probably by about 2:30 UAE time and 4 o'clock Indian time, we will have the chanting up till whatever verse we complete by tomorrow. I offer these words at the lotus feet of Lalitha Sahasranamam Devi. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Karacharana Kritam va Kayajam Karmajam va Shravananena Jam va Manasam va Paradam Vidam Avidam va Sarvameda Kshamasva. Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.